It just pisses me off. And then
you're good. Take a break. Take a break.
Yeah, take a breather.
We
can sit for a second.
Jake Paul just freaks out when Mike Tyson spills the beans on his disturbing secrets that he's been hiding from everyone. I mean, Jake's only been in the game for 4 years, but he's already racked up enough dirty tricks to ruin his next 7 generations. And let's be real, these secrets aren't just any secrets, they're super personal. Mike wasn't even interested in Jake's shady business at first, but then Jake just couldn't keep his trash talk to himself and crossed the line. So Mike decided it was time to teach him a lesson. Now Jake's running around like a maniac, trying to get hackers to delete Mike's posts and all the video evidence from the internet. But it's too late, Jake. The damage is done, and there's no going back now. Just imagine a guy who's been in the game for 38 years. You think he doesn't know every secret nook and cranny to dig up someone's dirt? And then you decide to mess with him? The guy who's literally called the baddest man on the planet? Yeah, it seems like playing with fire, my friend. And Jake Paul's decision to ditch his previous fight to take on Mike Perry was the first thing that smacked Mike right in the face. Seriously, you're crying for a fight, setting up the whole shebang, press conferences, promos, tickets, and then poof, you back out. The announcement wasn't just any news, it was a bombshell that had everyone buzzing. Jake, always loving the limelight, turned up the drama, trash-talking Tyson like there's no tomorrow. He's calling Tyson old, a sick chicken, and didn't even stop there. Jake dragged Tyson's daughter into the mess, the one who is not in the world. But Tyson? Cool as a cucumber. He didn't fire back with insults. Instead, he quietly prepared himself, clearly waiting for the right moment. He wasn't going to let Jake's big mouth throw him off. His entry into this drama added a whole new level of intrigue. A heavyweight champion stepping in, not to fight, but to spill some major tea about Jake Paul. Everyone was on the edge of their seats. Tyson's rep for brutal honesty meant whatever he had to say was going to be explosive. The boxing community and fans were shocked, thinking, what dirt could Tyson possibly have on Jake Paul? The speculation was off the charts. Was Jake using shady tactics? Was there something sketchy about his training or personal life? The suspense was real, and everyone knew Tyson's reveal was going to make headlines. Tyson, being the seasoned vet, didn't rush. He knew the impact his words would have and waited for the perfect moment. He exposed secrets Jake had been desperately hiding. And at the end, his reaction was a total meltdown. All that bravado vanished as he realized the seriousness of Tyson's accusations. His confident facade crumbled, and his attempts to deny and deflect only made it worse. The boxing world watched as Jake's carefully crafted image fell apart. Meanwhile, Perry stayed cool and focused on his training. He didn't gloat over Jake's downfall. He was all about the upcoming fight. The first secret Tyson exposed was just an extension of those old rumors about Jake using steroids. Look what Dana White has to say.
I believe that you're a cheater, and I believe that you use steroids. So I want to randomly steroid test you for the next 2 years.
Yeah, those whispers that started around his fight with Tyron Woodley on August 29, 2021. At first, it was easy to brush off as just the usual gossip that follows high-profile athletes. But then people started noticing things like Jake's physique. It suddenly started looking like he's been chiseled out of marble. For a guy who just recently jumped into boxing, that's suspiciously impressive. During the Woodley fight, the whispers turned into full-blown suspicions. Jake's stamina was off the charts, almost superhuman. He kept up this relentless energy while Woodley, a seasoned pro, looked like he was running on empty. People started wondering if Jake had a secret sauce beyond just good old hard work. And then there were Jake's muscle gains. In just a few months, he went from looking like your average guy to a shredded, seasoned boxer. Sure, intense training can work wonders, but this was like watching someone hit fast forward on their transformation. Critics were quick to point out that such rapid gains are often a red flag for steroid use, which helps muscles grow and recover way faster than natural means. The controversy heated up even more during Jake's fight with Tommy Fury on December 18, 2021. This time, Jake's muscles looked even more pronounced, almost like he'd been sculpted by a very enthusiastic artist. His performance was relentless, and Fury was struggling to keep up. The steroid allegations surged, with many saying Jake's continuous and rapid improvements were a dead giveaway for performance-enhancing drugs. Boxing analyst Teddy Atlas didn't hold back. After the fight, he talked about Jake's unnatural stamina and remarkable physical transformation. Atlas wasn't buying the hard work excuse, calling for a thorough investigation to protect the integrity of the sport.
This is a very dangerous fight for Paul.
Interesting.
I think he might be making a mistake because, first of all,
For me, he don't got a lot other than money, and he's made plenty of money.
Then there was George Foreman, the heavyweight legend, who also chimed in. In a January 10, 2022 interview, Foreman expressed his doubts, saying the signs of steroid use were too obvious to ignore. Renowned sports journalist Dan Raphael took it a step further in his detailed article on January 15, 2022. He dissected Jake's performance, highlighting the suspicious muscle gains and unmatched stamina. Raphael compared Jake's situation to past athletes caught using steroids, pointing out specific moments in fights that seemed fishy. Despite all these allegations, Jake kept denying everything. In interviews and social media posts, he swore up and down that his success was all due to hard work and dedication. But the denials did little to quench the growing skepticism. Look how she was denying and trying to act innocent.
Are you taking PEDs?
No, sir.
Not at all. Okay.
No, sir.
That's
you think
what
he's on
feel like.
PEDs?
I don't care. You can be on horse tranquilizer steroids. You can get a whole new body from Walmart. You still getting slapped.
As the debate raged on, calls for stricter regulations and testing in boxing grew louder. Prominent figures in the sport pushed for more rigorous testing protocols to ensure a level playing field. The steroid allegations against Jake weren't just a stain on his career, they raised serious questions about fairness and integrity in boxing. And all those little whispers and side eyes from 2 years ago? Yeah, they've now blown up with a full-on explosion of proof. Tyson finally proved Jake Paul's steroid scandal that had been bubbling under the surface for years. Remember those rumors that started with his fights against Tyron Woodley and Tommy Fury? Well, now there's irrefutable evidence, and it's juicier than anyone could have imagined.
Is Jake Paul natural? No. I can say that with pretty certain confidence in that statement, mainly because, as you heard me mention, I know a lot of the people he trains with, and I have heard things.
So the scandal really took off when confidential documents leaked, thanks to a whistleblower in Jake's own camp. These weren't just any documents. They were like a treasure map of Jake's steroid usage. We're talking training logs, purchase receipts, and even emails between Jake and his PED suppliers. Yep, there were emails from June to November 2021 discussing cycles of anabolic steroids and growth hormones. You can almost hear the jaws dropping, right? He was on a whole regimen of testosterone cypionate and trenbolone. Hardcore stuff known for beefing up muscles and boosting performance. Records show Jake started his first cycle just before fighting Tyron Woodley and kept going through his bout with Tommy Fury. And then the insiders came forward. Jake Paul's team, apparently sweating bullets over the fight's outcome, approached the referee Dan Miragliotta with a hefty offer. They used an intermediary to pass along Jake's willingness to shell out $5,000 for some favorable calls. But here's where it gets good. Miragliotta, a veteran referee with a sterling reputation, was absolutely horrified by the offer. Known for his integrity, he immediately shut it down and documented the whole thing. He took notes on the conversation, detailed the bribe terms, and later handed everything over to the boxing authorities. And he got no other option than...
It just pisses me off. And then,
You're good. Take a break. Take a break.
yeah, take a breather.
Take a
We
breather.
can sit for a second.
Miragliotta reported the incident to the Boxing Commission, ensuring there was an official record. This move was crucial in keeping the sport clean and set a high bar for handling such shady behavior. The boxing community lauded Miragliotta for his honesty, showing that integrity still had a place in a sport often clouded by controversy. Despite the seriousness of the situation, Jake Paul managed to dodge immediate consequences, which many found maddening. The timing of Miragliotta's report played a big role. He filed it after the fight had ended, and by the time the commission could act, Jake had already snagged his controversial win over Askren. The post-fight media frenzy over Jake's knockout overshadowed the bribery report, which got lost in the chaos. As Sean Strickland shared his thoughts.
Jake Paul,
27.
you are a disgrace of a man. You are the epitome of weakness.
Jake's lucky break infuriated many, as the Boxing Commission initially struggled to address the bribery claim with the urgency it deserved. But Tyson's expose reignited the flames. He provided a detailed account that forced the boxing authorities to revisit the case, this time with the added pressure of public scrutiny and Tyson's heavyweight credibility. As the bribery details emerged, it became clear this wasn't an isolated incident. The $50,000 bribe and its specific terms painted Jake as someone willing to do anything to win, seriously undermining the sport's principles of fair play. The seriousness of Jake's bribe, combined with the clear intent to rig the fight's outcome, makes it pretty likely that prosecutors would push for a tough sentence. If he's convicted on multiple charges, he could be serving those sentences consecutively, making his stay behind bars even longer. The legal fallout from these charges could be the final KO for Jake's boxing career. A sports fraud conviction would likely mean a lifetime ban from professional boxing, effectively ending his career and tarnishing all his past achievements. You might also be one of those who felt disheartened watching Jake Paul get away with his antics, thinking nobody would ever question him, but not anymore. Now, he has to face the consequences of all the wrongs he's done. Stay tuned because this saga is far from over.